What is up, everyone? This is Cops Comics here, back with another haul. In my usual fashion, I'll be showing off some books that I picked up 6 months ago from November 2025. Uh, really special haul for you guys today. Back in November, first week of November, last week of October. Yeah, Halloween weekend. Let's just say that. I went back to my college town, Lincoln, Nebraska, and I went to a shop that I spent a lot of time in during my undergrad. Trade-a-Tape Comic Book Center. One of my favorite comic book shops I've ever been to. They had an incredible storefront and they had a back stock of 300,000 back issues. The shop went all the way back to 1976. I want to say it was a record, cassette, and comic book store. And over the years, they slowly just transitioned over to comics. So they have a really cool back stock, incredible prices. Always get great collections in. And my favorite part about the shop is the staff, of course. John, Travis, and Jeff always took care of me the 3 years I was there. So I was very happy to be back in town and give them some more of my money. So starting things off, they actually got in a Bronze Age horror collection, which is something they never really had much of during the time I was shopping there. So I had some fun with that. First book I got, House of Mystery, 191, great Neil Adams book. Jumping on to House of Mystery, 209, we got some Bernie, two of my favorite books from the run. So happy to grab reader copies for $5 a pop. Excuse me. Then moving off onto House of Secrets, the other DC run everyone loves. House of Secrets 105. You have this awesome floating skull cover. This copy has some terrible water damage on the front, but I just think it adds to the book. House of Secrets 108. Very nice mummy cover. There's not too many mummy covers for Bronze Age and Golden Age horror. So I scoop them up whenever I get the chance. And then moving away from Bronze Age horror, in the same collection, he had a couple Golden Age Golden Age books come in, and this was one of them. We got a nice Fiction House publishing, Wings Comics, number 88 from 1946 or 1948, I want to say. Really cool, good girl cover. Got this blonde broad about to get knocked off the plane. This was, 21 bucks. I want to say one staple's detached. I haven't popped it open in a couple of months. Pardon me. But book you don't see too often. Love this run. Love Fiction House. So 22 bucks, happy with that. What else? And then in that same box, grabbed a copy of Brave and the Bold, number 57, featuring Metamorpho the Element Man. First Metamorpho right here. This guy's marked as a VG 4.0, but I say it presents a lot better than that. And 65 bucks seemed like a steal to me, especially at the time, 6 months ago. This book's slowly been creeping down ever since the Superman movie, but I think it has some potential left in it. And Silver Age DC for Brave and the Bold run in this shape at this price, I'll get it any day of the week. Then going back to some Bronze Age horror again, but Marvel this time. So this is one of my favorite Marvel runs. You got Werewolf by Night. This was a run that I was really trying to put together a couple of years ago, but I've slowly moved away from collecting runs due to my living situation. I don't know where I'm going to be at in a few years, so the last thing I want are a shit ton of long boxes of books. Trying to consolidate the collection, but I'd still really like to complete this one. It's only 43 issues, so grab number 4 for 10 bucks. Number 6, number 10, 12, number 13, number 28, number 29, and you'll notice a couple of these say free on them. He had just gotten these in when I walked in, so he still didn't price them yet. So I pulled the books that I wanted. He priced them at the counter. Some of them that were fair copies, he just threw at me for free. So shout out to John for that. So 29, didn't pay anything for that. Also didn't pay for 31. And unfortunately, it goes from 31 to 33. This was $15 though. It's marked as fair. Everything's there. Staples are attached. Back doesn't look too shabby, but pretty solid deal nonetheless, I'd say. So I have, only thing I'm missing from this run really are just a few issues now, and number 32, of course. I'm in no rush to grab that, but if the right book comes along at the right price that I can't say no to, I'll probably grab it, maybe. And then the last book from that run is number 43. So that's everything I grabbed from the store area. And since I'm a regular at the shop, they let me go down to the storage whenever I want, which is a privilege a lot of people don't have. So I was digging through their back stock, which is incredibly organized. They have it all organized by publishers, by issues, by runs. It's all alphabetical, which is really impressive for 250,000 to 300,000 books. So the first book before I walked into the basement, I saw a raggedy stack of books, and one of the books in that stack was Amazing Spider-Man number 78. I guess they were in the process of processing this one, and when I brought it up to John at the counter, he said this thing's so beat that I could just take it. So ASM 78, first prowler. As you can see, spine's not split all the way, but it's hanging on by a few threads, and it is attached. But any ASM under 100 for free, especially when it's the first appearance of a cool villain like this guy here that carries so much weight in the current comic world. For nothing, I'll take it. All right. Shoot. I lost track. Here we go. Moved the wrong stack over. Sorry about that. All right. And then once I got down to the basement, I grabbed Green Lantern 52, DC Universe variant. I think I showed this off in my last video. If not my last video, maybe I'll show it off in my next one. Really losing track. Shame on me. But grab that guy for $2. And then I grabbed Ghost Manor number 51. He threw that at me for free. No significant value there, just cool Charlton Bronze Age horror. And then I got Strange Adventures number 207. I noticed this when I brought it home, but Dead Man is actually a part of the Blue Man group in this one. Someone had a little fun with the cover. Still happy to add this book to my collection. Could care less that some kid had fun with the front cover. Everything's there. Staples are attached. Hopping over to Lois Lane 111. I forgot the movie, not movie, the book that this is referencing. Oh my god. Didn't do my research, but grabbed this guy for $5. Pretty cool, good girl art too, with Lois Lane and the Justice League on the cover. And then a book that I'm surprised hasn't cooled down in the last 7 months or so. But this was around the time of year where all the Red Hood and Outlaw and Nightwing books, specifically the Dan Mora covers and some other cover B variants, started to go crazy. This one isn't a cover B variant, but it's Red Hood and the Outlaw number 25. I think there's about 2 issues, 25 and 26. He's duking it out with Batman. So this is about it was selling for about like 25 to 50. I want to say it's still commanding that much on eBay, which is impressive. So always try to grab these variants whenever I see them. And second to last book that I got from Traded Tape. Also found this in the basement. Had to check the Nightwing section. Was Nightwing number 87, the Jamal Campbell variant. Yeah, not much to say about this one, other than it goes for a pretty penny. There's a lot of listings on eBay, but they go from anywhere from $30 to $50. And then I was looking through the last book I found. I was looking through some of their bins to be processed. Some more books that they just took off the shelf from upstairs from their new release rack, and I found this guy in there. Probably was the Dan Mora cover to get. Nightwing number 106, cover B variant. This is a pretty badass book. I like it a lot. So do a lot of people, because around the time I picked it up, it was selling for about $150. It's steadily dropped since. It's flown up from about a $80 to $120 book, but for something like this that I thought would fall out pretty quickly, it's still impressive that people are still chasing it and willing to pay a premium. So that's everything I picked up from Traded Tape Comic Center in good old Lincoln, Nebraska. I don't know when many people will find themselves in Nebraska, but if you're there, definitely check it out. You won't regret it. All right, now coming back to Washington. I checked out a few LCSs in the area. Nothing new from the previous videos, but I think this is from around that time. But I picked up Monster and the Wolf, the Mark Spears blind bags. I'm no better than anyone else when it comes to blind bags or the comic book card pack opening, gambling, whatever you want to call it. But there wasn't a cover that I didn't like in this blind bag set. I think all of them are on the back or on the front page, but this is everything that they had. I was hoping for one of the garbage pail variants. I could care less about a high ratio or or foil cover. So really cool to see what Mark Spears has been doing, really paving his own way in the game and always coming out with dope shit. Then after that, I went to I don't know how to put this. Great shop. Prices aren't great all the time, but there's always some cool shit to be had, especially in their $2 bins, which I have a lot of fun digging through. So first half a dozen books or so I got were from the $2 bin. We got Champions number 1, the hip hop variant. This is a Wu-Tang homage, Iron Flag. It's a little beat on the corners by the black on the cover, but $2 for hip hop variant. Hell yeah. Next up, we got Sonic 163, a newsie. I want to say there's a little bit of water damage on the top cover, but anytime I see those, I'll snag it up. And then a returning book. Found another copy in the $2 bin. Same bin. Star Slayer number 2, First Rocketeer, Dave Stevens in the back, and then we got a Mike Grell story in the front half of the book. So that was $2 again. And then another run that I picked up last time, but they threw the other issues in there. Legend of the Stargazers, number 4, Adam Hughes cover. And number 5. Really cool, good girl art, great colors on these. I know Adam Hughes is going through some health issues right now, so thoughts go out to him, legend in the comic community. I don't have much art of his in my collection, but really cool to find some more obscure titles outside of his DC stuff for cheap. Speaking of DC, grabbed this guy for cover price, Nightwing annual from 2021. Is this a... No, this isn't a variant. This is just a standard cover. But at the time I picked this one up, haven't looked at it before filming. It's about a $20 book or so. Real nice black cover with both Nightwing and Red Hood on it. So, everyone's favorite Robins. Sorry, Timmy. And then this was from later in the month. They were having a like a Black Friday sale or something, but it was 30% off all their inventory, all their backstock inventory, and I only got one book from that sale. But the book I got was one I've had my eyes on for a little while. We got Tales from the Tomb, or Del Giant, number 1, Tales from the Tomb. Cover is split on this one and held together with some tape. It was listed at 30, but I paid, oh my god, what is that? 21? Yeah, 21 with 30% off. I think that's the math. Anyways, yeah. So even it's a low grade copy, it's a little less than what I pay for it online. Really cool stories in here and pretty creepy cover with this big head having ass vampire ghoul thing creeping out of the grave. Alright, and that does it for that shop. And this next one I went to was a shop in the northern Seattle suburbs, or some town just outside of Seattle. When I went in, I guess the owner of the shop was at a show that day that I wasn't aware of. So his wife was running the shop, and he took all the good inventory with him. But I had some fun in this back issue section. Found some Sonic, some low-grade Sonic, in his dollar bins. Sonic number 23 newsstand, bottom left corner is dog-eared, and spine's pretty beat to shit. I want to say it's attached, actually. Yeah, so cover's attached. Got it for $1 though. Why not? Number 24, and then direct, and number 35 newsstand. This one has like a tape pull right there, but other than that, it looks pretty. Then we got some more Charlton Bronze Age horror, some Hua. Got Beyond the Grave, number 5, and then Ghostly Tales 136. So yeah, I went in, dropped $13. It was cool checking out the shop. I forgot the name of the town, but this was right by the Funko Pop factory. So we'll see how long it is before Funko goes out of business. I walked in for a second. Don't have any. I have one Funko Pop, but it was cool to see where they're from, I guess. I don't know, but I had a good time ditzing around in there. And then last set of books was from my favorite comic shop over here. Shout out to Jason, All American Comics, if you haven't checked it out yet. Always hooks it up, especially if you're dealing with cash. So I got how many times did I just went 2 times this month only. Didn't spend too much, but got some good deals. So the first haul I got was Chilling Adventures in Sorcery, number 3. This is the coolest book from the run, in my opinion. You got this Grim Reaper with all the ghouls in the back, climbing out of the pits of hell, it looks like. So grab that. I'll tell you the price I paid for everything after. Batman Detective Comics, number 469, First, Dr. Phosphorus. This book's cooled down a lot since Creature Commandos came out. But yeah, really cool character that I think has a ton of potential. And I just love the detective run from issue 400 to 500. Then I grabbed Sabrina the Teenage Witch #1. Buying this around Halloween, this book was going for a little bit more than it is right now. Only a few copies listed on eBay at the time, and all of them were well over 120, 150. Now there's a few more copies available, but still nonetheless not a cheap book. I want to say it's about like 70 or 80 bucks in this condition. It's probably a VG copy, maybe a little higher. I'm not a professional grader, but maybe I could grade better than those guys over at CGC. So grab that. And then I saw another 3 very familiar books. Got a lot of duplicates in these videos, but I found another set of copies of the first 3 issues of V for Vendetta. Once again, all these look like they were fresh off the newsstand or fresh out of the distributor boxes. Here's another copy of #1 with a sharp ass spine. No corners were harmed on this guy. And the other 3 issues look like that. So for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For these 6 books, I paid $45. Very happy with that. A lot of cool books added to the PC and a lot of value in this tiny stack. And then the last few books that I got in November were also at All American Comics. Try to keep it under 40 when I went. 40 bucks for this visit. Did not do that. But first book I came across was a mispriced copy of Captain Marvel #12. No, not Captain Marvel #12. Marvel's Superheroes featuring Captain Marvel #12. This is the first appearance of Captain Marvel, the OG one. I've wanted this book for a long time. I read the Marvel Superheroes Omnibus when I was like 11, so this guy's always had a pretty special place in my heart. Love his original suit before the rebrand and his own title. I think #14 is when he switched over to the one we're familiar with. But this copy was mispriced. It was priced as like a copy of Captain Marvel #12. I think that's what Jason said when I bought it. He was pretty bummed out to let it go for this, but happy to add it. Man honored the price. So shout out to Jason. And I came across this guy. Got Teen Titans 12. First, Batman Who Laughs. And then Friday the 13th, #2, from the Wildstorm run. This was marked at 15. It's about what it goes for. Maybe a little bit less, or a little bit more. Anyways, these 3 books were 40 bucks. So I stated how much I wanted to pay with those, but he recently got some graphic novels in. So I had to get a couple. First one was Marvel graphic novels #4. First, New Mutants. This is the second print? Yeah, second edition. I think I'm reading that right. Yeah. So always wanted one of these, really low grade. Reader copy. Love it though, colors still look good. And then the final book, or graphic novel, I picked up was the very, very famous Mike Zeck, Punisher, Return to Big Nothing. Love this drawing of Frank. Probably like one of the coolest Punisher covers, or just drawings in general, with that big 90s style chest. Pretty sweet. Really nice black book cover. Got that on the back. This was $10, and the issue of New Mutants was $5. So $15 for those 2 graphic novels. And damn it, I try to keep this guy under 20 minutes, but here we are, 25 minutes. That's everything I picked up in November. Let me know what your favorite book was in the comment section. I'll get back to you, hopefully sooner than later, with what I picked up in December and January. Got some more cool books to show off, but hopefully you enjoyed me rambling and showing off some old paper. So take care, everyone, and stay tuned for the next one. Deuces.